Well, today Sky News has filmed RNLI boats bringing more migrants to shore in Dungeness in Kent. We also witnessed these scenes in Dover, where Border Force boats appear to be carrying migrants earlier. Well, Sky correspondent Ivor Bennett joins us now from Dungeness on the Kent coast. And what has been happening there today, Ivor?
Well, in the last 30 minutes or so, we've witnessed some quite extraordinary scenes, really. We've seen around 40 migrants getting off an RNLI lifeboat here at Dungeness and then escorted up the beach. And here they are now, waiting to be processed by immigration staff, Border Force officials. They're sat down outside the RNLI lifeboat station on Dungeness Beach. They've only been here, they've been on British soil for just, well, 20 minutes. And in this group of around 40, I counted at least 3 children, the youngest of whom was a baby just 16 days old, a barely 2-week-old, just over 2-week-old baby girl. And she was brought wrapped in a blue blanket to keep her warm, having been at sea since 5 a.m. this morning, so that's 9 hours. A treacherous crossing. I asked the mother why they put her life at risk as well as her babies, and she said because it's her dream for her to grow up here. It's an incredibly treacherous crossing, but everyone I tried to speak to, not all of them speak English, said they're very happy to be here, and again reiterated those words that it's their dream to be here, and either way they knew they were risking their life, but one man I spoke to said it was either that or reach England. Those are the only 2 options he said he had. Most of them seem to be from Iraq and Iran. That's what they told me. Some of the men, it's mostly men actually on board, well over 30 men, a few women, and as I say, around 3 children. They said, well, some of the men didn't even have shoes. A lot of them seemed very cold. Many of them didn't have coats. Some of them had very wet legs, so perhaps had been dropped into the sea as they were rescued by the lifeboats from whatever vessel they had been in. A lot of them are crossing in very flimsy dinghies, overladen and underpowered, all the way from France. It's around 20 miles. Doesn't sound very much, but it's a treacherous crossing, crossing some of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, kind of like trying to walk across an 8-lane motorway. It's incredibly dangerous. And this follows a period of increased crossings that Sky News witnessed yesterday. Our team on the French side of the channel witnessed a fleet of crossings being launched from the French side. Normally they leave under the cover of darkness, but this time yesterday it was in daylight, and it was under the gaze of the French authorities, who did nothing, it appears, to try and stop them. And that was again borne out today. The one man I spoke to, who's just arrived here in Britain off this lifeboat at Dungeness, told me that the French authorities were watching as they left the French beach, and they did nothing to stop them. That is the words of one man who's just arrived here as he's waiting to be processed by immigration staff. This are the latest arrivals to come across the channel. It takes the numbers well above 1,700 from the start of the year, and that is more than double the total number of migrants that crossed the channel from France to Britain for last year. It is something that Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, has said she will crack down on repeatedly, including as recently as just this week at the Conservative Party conference. But clearly the migrants keep coming. It is a period of relatively calm weather. This is generally considered the last window of opportunity for anyone who wants to cross the channel to do so before the end of the year. And clearly they are seizing that opportunity with both hands. And as I say, it is a problem for the government, a political problem that it seems to be, well, not going away at all.